Welcome back. As you can look outside, you can see some pretty nasty roads out there. Road conditions are horrible today, but they're even worse when someone is driving while distracted. Believe it or not, April is Distracted Driving Prevention Month. So joining us now is our good friend on the 702 Communications line. 702 Communications, keeping you connected, is Jessica Schindeldecker, PIO with Fargo PD. Jess, great to have you back on the show. Seems like an obvious question, but kind of just define distracted driving for us.
So the city of Fargo has two different ordinances that our officers are able to use as tools, I guess, of enforcement. That first one that we saw years back was a wireless communication device prohibited, which basically tells our drivers or motor vehicle operators that they can't use their wireless device to compose, email or read or send any sort of text, email, access the World Wide Web. But we also added just a couple years ago the distracted driving ordinance, which further gives officers another tool to enforce what's kind of hard with that use of wireless prohibited device one, whereas it says that operator must or shall maintain control of their motor vehicle at all times. So in the event that driver commits any sort of traffic violation because they're distracted, whether it's using their GPS, which is allowed under the first one, or maybe it is because they're checking or Snapchatting or something like that, they're able to enforce that ordinance by, let's say they make an improper lane usage. So they don't turn into that closest lane, they make a wide turn. That's a traffic violation, and they can use that traffic violation to enforce that distracted driving ordinance.
So I guess obviously the best thing is just put my phone away. So let's talk about when is it appropriate to use my phone? Do I have to have the wireless situation if I'm talking on it now in North Dakota, or what are the restrictions?
You don't. In North Dakota, that's not defined, but it is in Minnesota. You can't have it's hands-free completely. So once you go over to Moorhead, it's a whole different game, and it's a very expensive fine. I'm not sure what it is there. It's $200 now in Fargo for each violation here. But the ordinances do say that you can use it in an emergency situation. You can use it to manipulate your phone to make a phone call. However, if you cause a crash because you're making a phone call, you can be cited for distracted driving. So it's always important to think about, while I'm operating my motor vehicle, is manipulating my cell phone without voice-activated controls, is it necessary? And if it's not necessary, just wait until you pull over. And what most people still don't really realize, even after several years of this ordinance, is that traffic is considered even stopped at a stoplight. So you can't even you can't send a message or read your emails, read your text messages while you're at a stoplight or a stop sign. You have to be lawfully parked in order to do so and not be violating it.
That was a great tip, my friend. I got about 20 seconds left, Jess. Anything else you want to add?
We aren't enforcing out there doing extra details this month because of the COVID crisis, but it's also everybody's responsibility, just like it is to stay home. But when you do go out for those essential needs, whether it's work or groceries, to make sure that we're putting that phone down and we're not driving distracted. We don't want COVID to take your life, and we don't want that phone to take your life either.
Amen to that. Jessica Schindeldecker, thank you for the insight. We always appreciate it and enjoy having you on.
Absolutely.
Happy Friday, by the way, too, Jess. So
you too.
We'll see you soon. And stick around. Coming up next, we've got a very interesting guest to talk about particular cancer treatment. Much more coming up.